What is growing on, friends? Cece here, back for another video here in the Green Dream City. And this week I am bringing you something a little unexpected. We had a different video in the works for you guys, but honestly I wanted to give it a little more time to cook in the oven. And I realized that I have all of these awesome chores to do here. And we have like a lot of plants in bloom, and while I can't show you everything that's changed, things have been changing rapidly. You know, just like the buds on the trees, things are popping off. So I hope you'll join me for a day in the life of an urban homesteader. Mostly very low-key, fun, spending as much time outdoors as humanly possible because, oh my God, the winter was a winter edition.
To get us ready for an exciting day of urban gardening adventures, I started the night before by prepping some seeds. Some of my favorite flowers are flowers that open at certain times of the day, like morning glories, which obviously open in the morning, and moonflowers, which open at night. I grew these in my last garden, and I am so excited to bring them to our new space. These seeds are going to require scarifying and soaking. So first I break down the seed coat by shaking it up in a container with some sandpaper. And then I leave them overnight to soak in some water. There are different types of moonflowers. These in my old garden are called datura. And after they flowered, they made these spiky, strange looking fruit. And after they dried up, I collected the seeds. However, it's important to note that all parts of the plant are toxic, including the seed. You'll notice that I'm not actually going to touch them directly with my hands. After I agitated them in the container, I also thought it might help to actually kind of rub it on some of this sandpaper directly. But I wore gloves. Another name for flowers that bloom at night are vespertine. And another vespertine flower I'd like to grow is a moonflower vine, which will climb up whatever trellis we give it and give us some beautiful vertical interest. You'll see here I'm going to go about it pretty much the same way as I did with the last two. I'm going to scarify the seeds using a sandpaper technique, and then I'm going to soak them overnight so that I can help to break down that seed coat. And what all of this extra work is going to do is it's going to give us a jump start on our growing, and it's going to make our germination rate higher. Thanks for planting these, Cece.
All right, last night Mugsy soaked 3 different types of seeds: moonflowers, datura, and 2 types of morning glories. And she decided to just go ahead and soak everything that she had because she only had so many. You can find out more about why we soaked these seeds in our early seed starts video. So we soaked them overnight. We also did a bit of a viability test. So now I'm going to pick through, pull out the duds, and we're going to go ahead and plant them in some plugs that I have set up out there. So yeah, let's filter out the chaff, shall we? So let's check out the moonflowers first. Let's see, so you got 2 floaters here, so that means that these are not viable. So I will dispose of those, and then we will dump out the water here. Let's check out the datura now. It's looking pretty good. I've got a marker, I've got some labels, I'm ready to go. So as I said, I wanted to start with the datura. I think I have the most of these, so I'll go for this one. I'm only doing these like a 1/4 inch deep because they're pretty small. Now, clearly we don't need this many of any of these seeds, but if you follow us on Instagram and maybe even just hit subscribe, there might be some giveaways coming up, along with some ways for you to buy some of our surplus plants if you'd like. We really just love gardening, right? And growing food. I particularly love growing food. And I know that it kind of feels like a lot of people suffer with a bit of a barrier to entry. And so any way that I can help lower that barrier, I'm here for. And then, you know, we'd like to sell some of our nicer things, our like unique plants that we like to cultivate, just so that we can sustain what we're doing and make it easy for you to get all excited about growing some wild and crazy plants. Well, that's about all I can do. Maybe Mugsy will want to plant those when she gets home. Okay, make sure to label it before I forget. Okay, moving on. I want it now. I just finished dealing with the poisonous stuff, so yeah. Thank you. Shout out to my partner. So I think I'm gonna start with the morning glories. It comes first every day anyway. Okay, so as you can see, we have actually started starting our plants out here in the greenhouse. And you'll also notice that we've removed the compost. It's officially warm enough that everybody's gonna cook if they all stay in here. So worms have been moved, and we have started using this as a start center. I'm thinking about using our indoor start area for microgreens, and I assume we're going to get to a point very soon here where we're going to hit capacity in this little thing. But the things that have bloomed in here are doing really well so far. So we're going to keep up the experiment and pop these guys in there. Yeah, and I guess as predicted, we are officially at capacity with these last 3 flats. Well, it's time for me to get ready for a ride, because as you've noticed, we have mulched the garden. Yes, we have finished the knotweed mitigation. We have tarped the entire yard. And now we have mulched it. Though we need a little bit more, just make sure that we have really good coverage the whole way around. Make sure you're subscribed, because the knotweed video is popping off soon, and we will be able to finally reveal all of the work that we've put into this yard. Oh my God. There's a finch so close to me right now.
Luckily enough, Mugsy got home from work just in time to join me in picking up some more mulch. Wait till you see how we've been getting this. I think your mind might be blown. If you see one of these piles of mulch on the edge of a park, all unguarded and such, you can feel free to scoop some up. The best way for Parks Department to deal with downed trees and branches is to bring the chipper, chip it on site, and mulch areas of the park if they need it. But it doesn't really make a lot of sense for them to pack it up and bring it elsewhere. Once we got everything all loaded up, we made our way back to the pad.
So that was an absolute blast. It was so lucky that Mugsy came home in time for us to get some more mulch. Gosh, you guys have no idea what we're looking out at right now, but as long as you subscribe, you'll see little bits and pieces.
Yeah, oh, it was so much fun biking together and going on our little adventures to build up this garden using almost no money. We're so excited to share this journey with everybody. Thank you so much for watching our videos, and I hope you stay tuned because pretty soon we're gonna unleash our design and show you guys what we really put all this work into building, but inch by inch and row by row.
And lots of other motivational stuff for you to turn to as you start to build out your gardens as well. So happy spring, happy frost date, and
oh, it's so funny you say that because I woke up and I was like, April 10th means something, but I can't remember. I was like, what is April 10th? April 10th, it's the frost date, yes. And really the frost date has changed so much since I started as a gardener. But yes, today is the frost date. Apparently, if you don't know what that means, it's the last possible day that we could get frost, which could hurt a lot of plants. So it's kind of a measuring stick for gardeners. Happy frost date and happy spring.
yes, so happy growing too. Oh, that was corny.